Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome back to the ADK channel. Today we are doing a video breakdown of a band we have done 6-7 months ago, something like that. We're going back over to the Asian continents to revisit a band called Maximum the Hormone for a different style. I can't tell you what the song name is because I have no idea. It's all in Japanese, but I wouldn't say I've carefully selected this one, but I did select this one with the idea that I thought Andy might like it. So I'm going to find out very soon.
No
Let's find out. Let's go check it out. Okay, that's a really interesting first 30 seconds. I'm going to go straight off on this one before I hand over to Andy. First 30 seconds has not hooked me at all. This would have been a skip for me. There's not enough going on telling me I don't know what to expect. So I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm about to listen to some weird Japanese pop song, but I don't know. That's the first 30 seconds. It hasn't done enough to hook me to make me want to watch it any further, but we are still going to do it. But Andy, your thoughts?
Exactly the same as yours. Word
Okay.
for word. Word for word.
Fair enough, Kirk.
Stereophonics, have a nice day. Just reminds me of that, but they're not strumming guitars. Come on, I listen to post metal, so 30 seconds is nothing. I can wait 3 minutes before I decide.
And this is a 5 minute, 24-second song, so it's not like it's a 3-minute song. So they've got to build up. But let's see where it goes.
3 minutes, yeah. So have a nice day by Stereophonics.
All right, let's keep going. I think we need to stop there before we go any further. So interesting. So singer started off as obviously the drummer, singing the cutesy poppy vocal ring. What would you describe that for? I would class that as what would normally be a breakdown, wouldn't you, in a song? That's sludgy, heavy. Would that be a breakdown? Although it's obviously
early 90s death metal, I would describe that. I wouldn't call it a breakdown. But what about you, Andy?
Yeah, I agree with Dave. You'd expect that sort of 3/4 mark of a song. But it's the contrast, isn't it? They're trying to do something different. Exactly what you said, Dave. Cutesy pop vocals into almost like a hardcore breakdown, which was really good, actually. You know, I love that. And then it's gone on to another tangent just as you stopped it. So it'd be interesting to see what this section goes.
Am I the only one who doesn't? I don't see that as hardcore. Surely this is just death metal, isn't it? This section.
I would have had this as more of a hardcore or maybe deathcore breakdowns.
Yeah,
like
it's a straight
2000 deathcore breakdown.
It's almost like your high register sort of notes, but it's got that sort of hardcore breakdown rhythm. You know, it's hard to categorize exactly what they're playing.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
It's also interesting. We were talking obviously on the live stream with Stephen from A Stranger, and we were talking about the complex structures, lots of different changes and stuff. Maximum Hormone's another band that obviously does a lot of that. So they don't have like a 3-minute song where it's just like a verse riff, within the same field, they like to throw they throw everything in the kitchen sink at it. So it's and that doesn't always naturally sit well with people. You try to find the natural groove. So I'm intrigued to see where it goes with this.
一周また1100回もの針は同じ位置同じ位置同じ位置見た目で決めつける奴らその重さも分からずたやすく軽く見下し何周回ってそこにたどり着いたかを想像することもできぬままずっと裏の裏は表だと信じきっている普通や一般といなる異常な正常者そんなまともな人々の将棋の沙汰に痛めつけられた結果はこれである今もまだめちゃくちゃまだ Fuck you Keep our mother active So it's a up we go Looks like a bird that the trail of us Let's get up a box about the good loss Stuck in flashing along with a temper So that's the last one to get us down Rip boy, keep on the sky boy Step by, can't charge anymore So that's the road, so that's the road So can't figure out the way to just shut up the show
I just don't know when to stop. It's where do you pause it? Because every time you're about to pause it, some other change happens. You're like, fucking hell, I don't want to pause at the wrong point, but I think I have. But so we had a few different changes there, and yeah, I'm intrigued by it. It just sounds it's an interesting track, but I'm weirdly I just want to know what Andy thinks. That's all I care about now. I'm like, go on, what does Andy think about this?
There's a section where the bloke's babbling really fast with a very quiet bass line underneath it, which just falls into that category we've discussed before, like avant-garde, alternative metal, just being a little bit weird for weird's sake. I mean, take that out, take out the pops and cute vocals. You've got an absolutely brilliant track. You know, there's a section that is reminding me of like sort of Slipknot vocal delivery. Not a huge Slipknot fan, so I can't pinpoint the track, but I know it sort of reminds me of certain Slipknot passages where they sort of pick up the tempo and the vocal delivery is really fast and frantic. But yeah, strip away the crap and you've got a good song in there somewhere.
Go on, Kirk, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, do you know, I now agree it is hardcore, isn't it? When they first went into distortion, I was only hearing death metal, but certainly with the vocals, you would class that as hardcore or metallic hardcore. The experimental section, do you know that famous krautrock band, Can, the German band from the late 60s?
No, no one's ever heard of it.
She had a Japanese singer and he makes up his own language. And it's really strange.
That's nonsense, isn't it?
Say that again.
That's just nonsense, isn't it?
Well, I don't know because I don't speak Japanese.
That's
That might actually be
being weird for the sake of being weird.
Oh, you mean putting it in there? Yeah, I mean, I think the lyrics probably are
make up words and language just to go with it to make it even weirder is just nonsense in my book.
Yeah, can I just clarify? I don't know if this song, if he's doing that, for all we know, it could be a stream of consciousness, Japanese.
It is. There's actual lyrics.
This is not made up. You said the guy, the Japanese vocalist from a German band, was making up his own language.
Right. Okay. Right. I am going to get annoyed here. Can are an influential band, and if you two are saying that no one's heard of them, then you need to go and do your homework. We're talking about krautrock, which was a big movement in the late 60s. Sorry for going off on one.
No, you're allowed to.
That's what it reminds me of.
Can, never heard of it, but I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to run this to the end. Let's go.
我々は過ぎた全ての恨みを晴らして生きるのも辛いからまだ血を帯びたままこの胸の殺された想いを振り聞かしたいんでこうやってバカみたいな14歳でも死んでいけばあるだろうよもう誰にもそんなかって構わねえしもう金にもなんなくたってへでもねえわさあここからはあった未来はしあの過去の痛みを許すだけなのです
Okay, I'm going to go last on this, but I believe they're actually I'm getting some inclinations about this song that there was about some sort of incident in a school that this song was talking about. Whether I think it might have been a shooting or a shooting event that took place at a school, and this is what that song's about what happened. It's just suddenly something dawned on me from about 3 years ago when I talked about a Maximum Hormone track, and they were saying about the school kids, and then I saw the video bit where it went kind of dark with these school kids then in the ground and plants growing out of them, and I'm like, okay, this has got a very dark, I think there's a very dark meaning about like the anger elements of what people felt from maybe if it was a shooting or if whatever had happened there. I'm gonna have to try and find some more information about this before I publish it, but I think there's some element there, and they're trying to take maybe part of the story and the feelings that were in there. So I think there's a reason why there's some different vibes and changes on it. And as I'm already talking, I'm not going to go last, I might as well go first. My other thought is that whole last section. Do you know what? It makes me think of the Beatles trying to do metal. It's got that simplistic kind of chord progression, gang vocals of what you would expect the Beatles trying to do, and just screaming and shouting it like they're trying to do metal. It doesn't go as far enough to be metal, but they're trying to show their angst and their pain in the vocals while still being quite clean. And I think that's probably been done intentionally with the kid element in mind, maybe. I'm not sure. Overall, I liked it because I liked the variations in the track, but I'm fairly certain Andy's going to go, you could just take those two or three bits at the beginning, just make that into a smaller song, maybe about 2.5 minutes, got a banger. But Andy, over to you.
Yeah, what you just said. That last section you played, you can do without. The bit where they're four of them walking down the corridor, I didn't like that bit. And then when the guitarist started singing on his own, I didn't like that bit either. But, it'd be interesting to hear it all again from start to finish and pick out the excellent, the song that's in there somewhere. I hark back to what I said earlier. There's a lot of bands who, because there's such an influx of music out there, and each genre's got hundreds, if not thousands, of bands. Yes, you do need to make yourself stand out, but there's make yourself stand out, and then there's just being a little bit off the wall for the sake of trying to be memorable for being a little bit different.
Yeah.
I can't remember their first track, to be honest. I know it was one of the very first things we did as a channel, and I'm sure it'll come around again for me to look at. But there's some really, really good elements there for someone who likes death metal, hardcore. Like I said, there's a Slipknot element to one patch of that song, but there's just too much chucked in the pot and then sort of laid out bare in whatever order it's drawn out of, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense, even less so when you've broken it down like that. but yeah, there's obviously a fan base there as well, because obviously they do well. But I just think I just like my stuff a little bit more structured, a little bit more simple, without being too off the wall.
Okay. Before I hand over to Kirk, I've got to apologise to Kirk for obviously getting upset about the can.
I was going to apologise.
We should, of course, know about a band that was from Germany in 1968. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know about them. And their last album came out in 1989. Kirk, I'm really sorry that I didn't know about that.
It's such a distinctive name, isn't it? 3 letters, cat. You know what I mean? Oh yeah,
it's krautrock. What?
Krautrock, yeah, my favourite genre. Well known.
But obviously, for a connoisseur of music that it does explore down the rabbit hole, we're maybe not quite as deep in the rabbit hole as you are. But I'm like, if they'd come out in like maybe the last 10, 15 years, maybe I'll be like, oh damn, maybe I should have really heard about them. But like Rammstein or something like that in like last 25 years. But 1968, mate. But fair enough. No, fair enough. If they're influential, maybe we do need to look at broadening. We'll do a reaction to one of their songs. Shall we do that next time?
Probably not. No, I should apologise. I think I was strangely impatient. I'm not that type of person.
You're allowed to.
I don't even like cans. I don't know why I was getting passionate about it. My thoughts on the song. This band remind me of Mr. Bungle, because they mix the bratish elements where they're kind of like doing that to pop music, but using melodies and quite complex harmonies, and then they will just defile it, won't they, with grindcore and death metal. Did you see that the singer had an agoraphobic nosebleed t-shirt? So these guys know they're extreme metal. It's like in the early 2000s when you'd see those crappy pop punk bands, yet there'd always be a member who's wearing a prestigious hardcore underground band on his t-shirt, just to say, hey, you know, we do know our heritage. I don't think they're doing that for the wrong reasons, by the way. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot easier to listen to the other one we reviewed, because the transitions were more seamless. I mean, it does help when you just stop the dynamics of a song and then just do a stream of consciousness speech for 10 seconds, because you can just go into anything from there, can't you? So they're not the most sophisticated time changes in this, because they're clearly just marking out the boundaries to then change and shift the dynamics. So yeah, Andy's probably right. There are elements in this that are superfluous. Putting things in there just to be weird, does that serve the song? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I think this one was overall quite successful, because I found it easier to listen to and navigate through that than the other song that we listened to 7 months ago.
Okay, well, there you go. That was us doing Maximum the Hormone. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.